tell you these stories, they will tell you that they would turn the world upside down because the rent went up by even just $50 or $60 more, and they couldn't afford that.
What's an average person making 50 grand? What's their average raise per year versus the acceleration of housing cost? It's an incredible burden.
A crisis of housing insecurity.
My experience has been, both personally and professionally, homelessness has been a major problem since biblical days, right? I mean, they talk about the lepers and the sick out in front of the temple gates, and God said, serve his people. That homelessness to me, unsheltered homelessness is that to me.
If I had to describe it in one line, I would say that we have an affordable housing crisis out there in many communities throughout the United States. And
without social family support, you're homeless. It's that quick.
These are folks who are renters, who are making less than 50% of an area median income, who are paying more than 50% of their income in rent every month, or live in severely inadequate housing, or both of those things. And in 2017, there were 7.7 million households that fit that description.
We created the first homeless shelter for families. We improved the homeless shelter downtown. We tried to create housing. We acquired properties during condemnation or something. The people weren't paying their taxes, and once we took possession of those lots, we turned them over to nonprofits to create housing like Habitat and other places. So we tried all kinds of ways. When you look at wicked problems in urban areas, affordability is like the top 3 every time.
In the search for solutions, local policymakers who administer federal programs like the Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher Program find the federal funding indispensable. Sometimes the attached regulations hinder effectively serving their communities.
It is very important because individuals that are in the Section 8 program are typically those individuals that are not able to find a place to stay without receiving assistance from the government. Okay, what if we make it into a term program? You are here for a hand up to where you come here and we assist you up to this point. So the thing about federally funded programs is that you have to correlate your program to also what the federal government wants. So a lot of the programs that are federally funded, we have to abide by federal policies. So that's where we're like falling in. It's like, okay, if we were to do this, does this abide by the federal policy, or do we have to, keep it the way it is? That we see the day to day, because there is so many individuals. Like I said, we have over 10,000 individuals in the program. So it is hard for us to assist another demographic, such as the actual homeless.
There aren't any perfect answers, but good policy can be a path towards progress.
40% of the cost of to build a new home was regulatory issues. Again, that was both local, state, and federal. But we sit here as elected bodies, and we put the responsibility on the private sector and demand that they somehow build cheaper houses, when all along the government is a major source of the problem. So making the regulations a lot less strict, not on safety, but on checking boxes. And we can get into Davis-Bacon and all sorts of stuff that HUD and
the United States has kind of been more on the free market side to create housing rather than government intervention. But the cities and local governments do try to intervene and create housing, renovate existing housing, trying to make it better. We even had a program where we would buy dilapidated apartment complexes and try to fix them and move people into them. So we tried different kinds of strategies to try to do that. And not everybody's comfortable with government creating housing. Right? Where do you put it? Does the neighborhood okay with it. I think vouchers are a good strategy. And in some places where you have lots of capacity, then it doesn't cause problems. But like in Dallas, where everybody's coming here and market's tight and apartments are tight, then the cost of your voucher may not give you enough money to afford the rents in the...
Policies matter, and those policies that are affecting our economy right now, affecting inflation, costs of doing business, and regulations are all something that we should be taking a look at.
Even though it's a complicated problem, reducing federal regulations is the necessary first step in a long road to housing affordability.